Shalom, 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 Facebook, shalom, Facebook, Shabbat, shalom, giving our praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai, man.
You got 30 seconds before I count you in.
Come. We're gonna be dealing with something, man. I don't know why. I don't know why that Israelites have been letting this slide, but this is almost ridiculous, man. Moses was not married to an Ethiopian, man. Moses was a man of God, and Moses kept the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. The Most High chose him and ordained him to be the ruler of the people, to give them the laws. So that means he must have walked perfect, man. We're going to go through these scriptures. We're going to find out. Shalom, 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 man. Giving our praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Thanking him for another 7-day Sabbath that he allowed his chosen children, the children of Israel, whom he has called his firstborn, to be awakened and to return unto him and to serve him again, man. All praises to the Most High. We're going to get into a topic, man. I don't know why this topic hasn't been touched. You look around YouTube, you look around other people's teaching. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I haven't saw anything of doing my research, man. But Moses was not married to an Ethiopian, man. Moses was a man of the Most High. Moses kept the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And Moses was married to a Levite. That's right. And we're going to get into the understanding of that because, what we're going to do is we're going to keep pushing this truth, man. We're going to keep bringing out these precepts. We're going to keep bringing out these laws, man. We're not going to be making no videos about no other brothers. We're not going to be, we don't do none of that garbage here in one body. We're going to keep bringing out these precepts. We're going to give you precept upon precept, line upon line, man. And you and if you despise us, you're not despising us. You're actually despising the Most High. So we're going to get into it quickly, man. I'm going to go ahead and start at 2 Corinthians 10:3. We're going to start in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, and we're going to start at the 3rd verse because this must be brought out, man. Nobody is talking about this. I even heard a couple people that actually acknowledge and they actually accept that Moses was married to an Egyptian, like he was going to break the law, statutes, and commandments. Read this right quick, God.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Read.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
The weapons of our warfare is not carnal. We only got one weapon, and that's this Bible. We're going to use this Bible until Yahweh Shai come, the Black Messiah come with them chariots, with them so-called UFOs and them ships, and he redeem us out of the daughter of Babylon. Read.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
To the pulling down of what?
Strongholds.
It's a lot of strongholds that still got Israel stuck on Christianity, man. It's a lot of strongholds that still keeping us away from our inheritance, man. You got Israelites that really don't want to repent, walking around with their skinny jeans on and they tights. Still don't want to repent. We're going to pull down all these strongholds through his Bible. Read. Read on.
Slide.
2 Corinthians 10 and verse 5.
Verse 5. Casting down imaginations.
He said what?
Casting down imaginations.
There's still a lot of imaginations out here in Israel, man. There's still a lot of imaginations. We're going to come with this Bible. Read.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High. You got all type of people saying this and saying that. The only thing that equals up to the Most High is his word. It's all about the Most High's word. It ain't about nothing else, Israel. It's about the word of the Most High. Read.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh.
You got to be in obedience to Yahweh, man. St. John 7:16. We're going to get some more on this, man. We're going to touch into this subject, man. Moses was not married to no stinking Ethiopian, man. He was not married to a Hamite. He married to a Levite. We're going to get it. Precept upon precept. Read this right quick.
The book of St. John, chapter 7, verse 16. Yahushua answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
We tell them all the time, man, the doctrine that we speak, it's not ours, man. It's not like we just sit down and just come up and just make things up, try to just, we don't do none of that garbage, man. We serving the God of Israel. You puffed up in your pride. He said he will put you to death for that, man. Read your Bibles. Read.
If any man would do his will,
if any man really keeping these commandments, not if any man knowing the commandments, not if any man so-called precept up or not. It say if any man will do his will, keep his commandments. Read.
he shall know of the doctrine.
You gonna know it is true doctrine, man. And it hurts. Read on.
Whether it be of God,
Whether it be of the Most High, read.
or whether I speak of myself.
Read on, all right?
He that speaketh of himself,
There's a lot of brutes that speak of themselves, man. They really think that they are the ones actually so-called getting knowledge. They thinking they the ones that's waking everybody up. They thinking they the ones that's doing this and that's doing that. It's all about the Most High and His Son, man. It's all about His Word. Read.
seeketh his own glory.
There's a lot of brutes out here still seeking their own glory, man. If you don't agree with them on a certain situation, they call you bugged out. They'll say that you're not in the truth no more. They'll say that you're going backwards. But when you dealing with precepts, they don't want to deal with it. Read.
But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true.
Read.
And no unrighteousness is in him.
Read on.
Did not Moses give you the law?
Did not who give us the law?
Did not Moses give you the law?
Come on, man. Moses was the one that was ordained by the Most High to give us the law. And you say that he was going to he was the one that was ordained to give us the law, and he going to transgress the law? That's backwards. Read.
And yet none of you keepeth the law? Why go ye about to kill me?
Sirach 10, 12, and 10, man. Because we got to stop trusting in our enemy, man. Everything is still doctrines out there that they showing you in Hollywood movies, man. That they showing you on the big screen. You know, brought to you by, Paramount Pictures. And we'll take it and we'll believe it. Instead of trusting on and believing the word of the Most High. Read this right quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
He said what?
Never trust thine enemy.
How can we be trusting our enemy to tell us anything about our power? How can we trust our enemy and believe him on anything that he has ever taught us? Read that again,
Never trust thine enemy.
It say never trust your enemy in all things. It don't matter if your enemy taught you how to tie your shoe. You're going to go back and you're going to examine how to tie your shoe, man. You never trust your enemy. Your enemy told you that this was good. Read on.
For like as iron rusted.
So like it's iron rusted. You leave something out, you leave metal out, and get a bunch of water on it, and you leave it out and you don't take care of it, just as iron rusted. Read.
So is his wicked.
So is his what?
So is his wicked.
How can we trust our enemy in anything, especially teaching us about who we are and where we come from and our heritage and the oracles of the Most High? How can we trust our enemy to do anything like that? This is madness, man.
That's right.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 2. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2. This is what Israel, they don't want to do, man. They want to be soothsayers, man, and run their mouth. Get in this book. Read this.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 2. For yourselves know.
5 to 21.
Chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things.
He said what?
Prove all things.
You can't be running your mouth, man. You got to speak as the oracles of the Most High God. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That's scripture. Read.
Hold fast that which is good.
Hold fast that what?
Which is good.
Man, we're going to get into this, man. We're going to show y'all today, man. Moses was not, and it's kind of crazy. You know, my bro came up to me. You know, he put it in my ear. You know, and I went and I examined it. You know, it was actually something that I never really looked into. And he brought it to my attention. And I further examined it. And I cannot believe that this doctrine is still going around. That Moses was married to the other nations. This is ridiculous. We're going to go to the book of Exodus, man. We're going to get some clear understanding on this. You're going to know Moses was a man of the Most High. He was not married to the other nations, man. And in the book of Numbers, it do say that he was married to an Ethiopian. We're going to break that all the way down. Read this right quick, God.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 1. And there went a man of the house of Levi.
Hold up. We in the book of Exodus, right? It says, there went a man of the house of Levi. Read.
And took to wife a daughter of Levi.
So read that again,
And took to wife a daughter of Levi.
This is very important right here, this first verse. It's actual law. that the Levites, they cannot marry anyone out of anybody out of any tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Levites, they are a holy seed. They don't have no inheritance in the land. They are the Lord's portion. It's law that the Levites, they cannot marry another tribe, even of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not like that for everybody else, although that it's you know, the Lord tells us that it's profitable that you keep tribe with tribe, but it's only allowed for the Levites for them to only stick with their tribe. Moses' mother and Moses' father, they were both Levites. Read.
And the woman conceived and bare a son.
Read.
And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months.
This is the story about Moses when Moses was born. Jump down to verse 11,
Verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was growing.
This is when Moses was grown. This is a process of time. Time had went on. Moses, he actually grew up with the Egyptians, right? But this is over a process of time. Moses has grown up now. Read that again from the top.
And it came to pass in those days when Moses was growing.
Read.
That he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian, smiting in Hebrew, one of his brethren.
Smiting a what?
In Hebrew, one of his brethren.
Man, Moses said, man, you know what? Bump all that, man. I ain't trying to be an Egyptian anymore. That's the same thing. We need to have the same spirit of Moses that we got. Moses said, I ain't trying to be an Egyptian no more. I'd rather lose everything that I got and go suffer the same burdens that my brethren is going to go serve, man. That my brethren is going to. You should be coming out of Egypt right now. And say that in Revelations 18:4. Come out of her. Read.
And when he went out of the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together.
Read.
And he said to him that did thee wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee prince and a judge over us?
They told him, man, who made you a prince and a judge over us, man? Talking noise to him. Read.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou killed the Egyptian?
Read on.
And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
So they told Moses, man, you going to kill me like you killed that Egyptian. Moses thought that didn't nobody see him do that. But they actually saw him. So when Moses heard this, let's see what Moses did. Now, this is Moses. He was in the land of Egypt at this time. But what you're going to find out, Israel, all of the Israelites was not in the land of Egypt.
That's right.
We were already migrating to other places. All of the Israelites were not in the land of Egypt. Only the chosen generation. We're going to get into that. Read on.
Now, when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses.
So then the word got back to Pharaoh that Moses killed an Egyptian. Pharaoh was hot, man. Read.
But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh.
Read.
And dwelt in the land of Midian.
Where did Moses flee and dwell in?
And dwelt in the land of Midian.
Read on.
And he sat down by a well.
All right, give me that picture to where the land of Midian is. Let's get and see where Moses fled. So if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, Israel is at the north top. Right there, they was in Egypt at this time. At the top left corner, that's where the Israelites was predominantly in captivity under Egypt. Moses fled. See if I can. I can't do it. Moses fled all the way down to the southeast, over there by the Red Sea in Midian. Midian is by the Red Sea. That's where Moses, I take that cursor and then put it right there. That's where the land of Midian is. The land of Midian is by the Red Sea. So when Moses fled from Pharaoh and the Egyptians, he went all the way to the land of Midian. Let's see what happened when Moses got to the land of Midian. Read on, Knock.
Verse 16. Now the priest of Midian.
Hold up. Read that again, Knock.
Now the priest of Midian.
Now the who?
Now the priest of Midian.
It say now the priest of Midian. Hold up. So who are the priests? It says now the priest of Midian. Who are the priests? Let's find out who these priests are. Give me Deuteronomy 17 and 9. You got to get in this Torah, man, and you got to read it, and you got to break it all the way down, man. Brews out here, They want to be precept up. You know, that's cool or whatever. You got to get the precepts to get the knowledge. But it says, blessed is he that readeth. A lot of brews are not reading their Bible. They too worried about being precept up, man. Let's see who the priests are. It says, now there came priests in Midian. Let's see who the priests are. Read this right quick, Ak.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 9. And thou shalt come unto the priest.
Hold up. Read that again, Ak.
And thou shalt come unto the priest.
It says, and thou shalt come into the priest. Let's see who the priests are. Read.
The Levites.
The who?
The Levites.
The who?
The Levites.
The priests are the Levites, man. Come on now, man. This is, you can really end the class on them two precepts right there, man. But we're going to break this thing all the way down. No stone unturned. Read.
And unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment.
Let's go back, man. Let's go back. So how is it if everybody was if all of the children of Israel was in the land of Egypt, how did Moses flee to Midian and there was a priest there? Everybody wasn't in the land of Egypt, man.
That's right.
Only the chosen generation. Read verse 16 again, Ak.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 16. Now the priest of Midian.
There was a priest in Midian, man. A high priest. A Levite was dwelling in the land of Midian. That's why it was called a Midianite. That's just where he lived. Read.
Had 7 daughters.
Now, how many daughters he had?
Had 7 daughters.
He only had 7 daughters, man. No boys. Read.
And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock.
Read.
And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them.
Hold up, Ak. Go back up to verse 16 again. We're going to drill it in their head, man.
Verse 16.
Read.
Now the priest.
Now the who?
Now the priest.
Read.
Of Midian had 7 daughters.
Give me that in Deuteronomy 18 and 1, Ak. We're going to get some more understanding on this, man. Give me Deuteronomy 18 and 1. Let's see who the priest is. You can't just pull one precept and say, see, here it is. Precept upon precept. You got to have 2 or 3 witnesses. Let's get another witness and see who these priests are. Read this right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 1.
Read.
The priest.
The who?
The priest.
Read.
The Levite.
The who?
The Levite.
The Levites are the priests, man. Read.
And all the tribe of Levi.
All the tribe of who?
And all the tribe of Levi.
The Levites, man. Moses was not married to no stinking Ethiopian. We're going to get into it. Read.
Shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel.
Read.
They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire.
That's why the law of tithing is. When you tithe, you give to the Levites. They don't have an inheritance. Read.
And in his inheritance.
Read on.
Therefore, shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance.
Who is their inheritance?
The Lord is their inheritance.
The Levitical priest is a holy, pure seed, man. It's a holy, pure seed. They don't have an inheritance. Their inheritance is the Lord. Read.
As he has said unto them.
Give me that. Go back in Exodus 2. We're going to start at verse 17. We're going to break this thing all the way down, man. Because you got to understand, Moses was not sinning. Moses was not with a stinking Ethiopian, man. He was with an Israelite, a Levite.
That's right.
Read on, Ak.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 17. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said,
Reuel, this is Jethro. He got 2 names in the scriptures. He either goes by Reuel or Jethro. It's the same thing. It's the same man. Read.
He said, how is it that you are come so soon today?
So, man, they out there, man, they doing what they supposed to do, being women of the Most High, out in the field working, doing what they supposed to do. And they came in early. Pops told them, like, man, how y'all get in early so fast? You're normally out to about 6 p.m. or whatever, and now you coming in at 3. What happened? Read.
And they said, an Egyptian.
They said what?
An Egyptian.
Why did they call Moses an Egyptian, man? Why are they calling Moses an Egyptian, man? That's where he was from. Read.
Delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock.
Read.
And he said unto his daughters, and where is he?
Hold up. So you got a high priest that's living in the land of Midian. His daughters come in and they told him that an Egyptian man helped him out. And you got a high priest, he cool with it? Come on, man. Don't make no sense. Read on.
Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread.
Read.
And Moses was content to dwell with the man.
So Moses was content. He said, you know what, man, I just fled from Pharaoh. I'm over here in the land of Midian across from the Red Sea. I'm going to kick my feet up, man. I'm going to chill here. You know, I ain't got no need to go back. Read on.
And he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter.
What did Jethro do?
And he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter.
So why would a high priest, a Levite, give his daughter to an Egyptian, man? Come on, bro. It's not even making no sense. Give me that in Numbers 1 and 18. Give me that in Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. Let's see what the law say. Let's see what the Torah say. Let's see what the law say. Read this right quick, God.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
And who was the one that was commissioning the law? Moses. Read.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their father.
By the house of what?
By the house of their father.
You are what your daddy is, man. Zipporah, Moses' wife, her daddy was a Levite, man. Daddy was no stinking Ethiopian, man. He was a Levite, a high priest, a holy seed from the tribe of Levi. Read.
According to the numbers of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
Give me that in Job 8 and 8, man. Let's get some more on that. Let's get some more on this inheritance. Let's get some more on who you are. Job 8 and 8. Read this right quick, God.
The book of Job, chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their father.
To the search of your mom.
To the search of their father.
You are what your daddy is, man. Jethro was a high priest from the land of Midian.
That's right.
You know. And the Levites, it's a law in the scriptures for the Levites, they cannot marry another tribe. They are a pure seed. They are an holy seed. They cannot marry anybody. Let's prove it. Leviticus 21. Let's prove it. You know, I don't want to run my mouth and soothsay and, you know, pull a precept that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Let's get the law. Let's get some understanding. So if Moses was a Levite, because we read in Exodus 1 and 1 that Moses' father was a Levite, and he took him a wife to a Levite. Moses' daddy was keeping the law. Let's read this law real quick. Leviticus 21 and 12.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 12.
This whole chapter is going off the holiness of the priests. They are separate from all the other tribes. They are the ones that's ordained to do the work of the Most High. Read on.
Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God.
Read.
For the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord.
Now this is talking about the Levites. He say, neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary. Because his crown is the anointing. The Most High anointed the Levites, the high priest. Read on.
And he shall take a wife in her virginity.
What the Levites must do?
And he shall take a wife in her virginity.
The Levite man cannot marry a woman. A Levite man cannot marry another Levite unless she is a virgin. If she is not a virgin, you know, and her husband died, Levites, they can't deal with him. Read on.
A widow.
A what?
A widow.
Read.
Or a divorced woman.
Or a divorced woman. Read.
Or profane.
A profane woman. Nasty woman. Read.
Or in harlot.
You know, you got these females, they love to play that harlot. Read.
These shall he not take.
He say the Levites, they can't even take these women, man. They can't take widows. They can't take a divorced woman, a harlot, a profane woman. They can't even do that. They are separate. They are the holy seed of the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
But he shall take a virgin.
Take a what?
Take a virgin.
Read.
Of his own people.
Of his what?
Of his own people.
Read.
To wife.
He can only take a Levite, man. He can only take a Levite. Levites can only be with Levites, man. Moses' daddy was a Levite. Moses' mother was a Levite. Moses' daddy was keeping the law, man.
That's right.
Read on.
Neither shall he profane his seed.
Neither shall he do what?
Profane his seed.
You can't profane his seed. Read on.
Among his people. For I, the Lord, do sanctify
What
him.
did he do?
Do sanctify him.
He separated them, man. He cleansed the tribe of Levi. You know, and it's kind of baffling, man, that ain't nobody really touched on this. You got Israelites that's vouching that Moses was really married to the other nations, man. They would vouch on that. They would agree on that. Because I don't know why they ain't breaking it down. Let's get some more Torah work, man. Give me that in Numbers. Let's get the law of this inheritance, man. You say you a commandment keeper. You say you know these laws. You got to get in this Torah and you got to read it. That's what Israel out here doing, man. Israel out here pulling precepts out the world, man. 100 precepts, man. Ain't pulled one precept in the Torah. This is the law of the Most High. This is where the laws and the statutes and the judgments are at, man. The commandments are all throughout the Bible, but the laws are in here, in the Torah. Let's get that. Numbers 36, start at verse 6. This is the law of the female inheritance. So if you are a man and you don't have any sons, you don't have anybody to pass on your lineage, you don't have a power. So if you do not have a son and you're an Israelite man and you only have daughters, your daughters can only marry the same tribe that you are.
That's right.
Jethro was a high priest, and he had what? 7 daughters.
That's right.
He only had females. He only had women. So this law applies to him. Jethro was a high priest. So what does that mean? That means that Jethro had to give his daughter to who? Another Levite.
That's right.
Let's get this law. Read this right quick.
The book of Numbers, chapter 36, verse 6.
Read.
This is the thing which the Lord doeth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad.
In Zelophehad, he only had daughters. He did not have any males. See, when you come to this law of inheritance, this law of inheritance don't kick in if you have a male. Because if you have a male, then you have your inheritance. You pass down your inheritance to your firstborn. That's who gets the inheritance. And then he passes it down to your firstborn male. Then the inheritance is passed down to the male. But if you don't have a male, if you are a man and you only have daughters, you have to abide by this law. It's in the Torah. Read.
Let them marry to whom they think best.
So he said, let them marry to whoever they want to. Obviously it got to be an Israelite, but let them marry who they want to. But it gets real specific here. This is for men that don't have sons or men. Read on.
Only to the family of the tribe of their father.
Hold up. You said Jethro had 7 daughters. So that means he had to apply Numbers 36. Read that again, all right?
Only to the family of the tribe of their father.
So Jethro's daughters could only marry a Levite, man. So you, come on, man. That means if Jethro, it's not making any sense. And then if you want to throw another logic in it, then you would say that really, Moses breaking the law. If you think about it, read on.
The tribe of their fathers shall they marry.
Read.
So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from the tribe to tribe.
See, Israel should not be giving your inheritance from tribe to tribe. Now, other than the Levites, it's not a law that's saying that it's a sin to do that. Issachar can be with Naphtali. Ephraim can be with Judah. You can, but it's more profitable if you stay within your tribe to tribe. It's not a sin, no. Only for the Levites, because it's a law for the Levites to not dwell with nobody else other than their tribe. Hopefully you got ears to hear. Hopefully it's sinking in a little bit. Read.
For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers.
Read.
And every daughter.
And every what?
And every daughter.
Read.
That possess an inheritance.
How can the daughter possess an inheritance? Because they don't have a brother. Their dad doesn't have a son. So he can't pass it down to the son. So he's forced to pass it to his daughters. What Jethro had to do. Read.
And any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father.
By the tribe of who?
A tribe of her father.
Jethro was an Israelite, man. Jethro was a Levite. They was really following commandments. They was following Torah. Read.
That the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his father.
Man, let's get some more on that, man. Let's get Deuteronomy 7:3. You know, I'm gonna need somebody to explain this to me, man, because this is just not matching up with this Torah. If Moses, why would Moses be married to a Hamitic to a Hamite at that? So why would Moses be married to a Hamite, and then the Lord tell him to say this? Read this right quick, God.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
7 verse 1. Shalaki.
Verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Read.
And have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites.
The what?
The Hittites.
A Hamitic nation. Read.
And the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
These are Hamitic nations, man. Ethiopians, they are Hamitic nations. Read on.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Read.
And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt smite them.
He said, cut their neck off, man. Read.
And utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them.
Read on.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Hold up. It say what?
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So Moses, through the spirit and through the power of the Most High, telling the children of Israel to not marry the other nations, and then he go do it? So you basically saying that Moses is a hypocrite. You saying that the chosen man of God to lead the children of Israel out of bondage, hard bondage, from the homosexual Egyptians, and you gonna tell me that Moses commanded the people to not make marriages with them, and then he go do it? Madness, man. It's madness out here. Read on.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
He said, your daughter, don't give it to their sons. Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Nor his daughter, you ain't gonna give it to your sons. Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
What happened to Solomon? Read that again.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
He said they gonna turn away his heart from following me, man. Come on, Israel. Come on. Come on, man. We're gonna have to break this Bible down, man. We're gonna have to really get in it and stop playing games with the Most High. You gotta get in here precept upon precept. You can't leave no door open. You gotta close all doors. We giving you laws here. Read.
That they may serve other gods.
That they may do what?
That they may serve other gods.
Read.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
It say, so the anger of the Lord shall be kindled against you, man. Come on, man. This is madness out here, all right? Let's get that in Zephaniah 2 and 12, man. Let's see how the Most High feel about these Ethiopians. You know, Moses was married to an Ethiopian, but it's kind of confusing. How can Moses be married to an Ethiopian when the Most High said this about Ethiopians? Read this right quick.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 12.
Read.
Ye Ethiopians also.
He said what?
Ye Ethiopians also.
Read.
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
Hold up. So Moses married to an Ethiopian, but the Most High said that he gonna cut their body in half, that he gonna snap their neck, man. But Moses went out and he said, you know what, bump the God of Israel. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Read that again from the top, Bach.
Ye Ethiopians.
Ye who?
Ye Ethiopians.
He letting you know exactly who he talking to. The so-called Ethiopians. Read.
Also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Give me that in Isaiah 45:14. Huh? Let's get some more on that. So Moses is married to an Ethiopian, but the Most High feel this way about Ethiopians? This is madness out here, man. This is ridiculous. I don't know why nobody ain't touched it. We condoning doctrines of devils.
That's right.
Gotta cast down all this stuff, man. Read this right quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 14.
Read.
Thus said the Lord.
Thus said who?
Thus said the Lord.
Read.
The labor of Egypt.
The labor of who?
The labor of Egypt.
Read on.
and merchandise of Ethiopia.
And merchandise of who?
Of Ethiopia.
Of Ethiopia, man. Read.
And of the Sabaeans.
The Sabaeans, a Hamitic nation. Read.
Men of stature shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine.
They shall be what?
And they shall be thine.
He said we gonna possess them, man. Servants and handmaids. Read.
They shall come after thee, and change.
And what?
And change.
So if the Most High feel this about this nation, why would he let his chosen man, who he rose up to lead his people, to be a hypocrite? So the Most High raised him up to lead us out of the land of Egypt for our first exodus, coming out with a high hand? A hypocrite? Read on, man.
They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee.
Read.
They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God.
Give me that in Exodus 3 and 9, man. We're going to continue to break this down, man. Moses was married to a Levite. Zipporah was a Levite. She was not an Ethiopian. We're going to get into that, man. We're just trying to close every door. Precept upon precept, line upon line. And we're going to stay in this Torah, man, because we're going to bring out law after law after law. Read this right quick.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 9. Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
Read.
Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt.
Read.
And Moses said unto God, who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt?
Moses said, man, who am I, man, to do this? Let's see what the Most High said. Read.
And he said, certainly I will be with thee.
He said, what?
Certainly I will be with thee.
So the Most High said, certainly I will be with you, but I'm going to allow you to sin. Matter of fact, give me that in the Apocrypha. Give me that Sirach 15. Let's see if the Most High gave any man license to sin. Because if you're saying that he did that, you're saying that he is a sinner. Give me that Sirach 15 and 20.
The book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 20.
Because this is basically what you're saying if you approving and that you agreeing that she was an Ethiopian woman, man. This is madness. Let's see if the Most High gave any man a license to sin. Read this.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
Read that again.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
Read.
Neither have he given any man license to sin.
No, Moses, he let Moses go around do what he want to do, right?
Neither had he given any man,
any Israelite man. Read.
License to sin.
Come on now, man. Come on, Bruce. We got to start reading our Bibles, man. We got to stop playing with the power. Go back to Exodus 3 and 12. Read verse 12 again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 12. And he said, certainly will I be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee, when thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, like ye shall serve God upon this mountain.
Read that again.
Ye shall serve God upon this mountain.
So the Most High told Moses to serve the Most High, to serve him upon the mountain. What does it mean to serve the Most High? What does that actually mean? Let's get some more Torah, man. Deuteronomy 6 and 13. Deuteronomy 6 and 13. What does it mean to serve the Most High? What does that actually mean, man? Deuteronomy chapter 6. Hold on, let me get there, all right? Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 13. Read this right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 13.
Read.
Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God.
What does it mean to fear the Most High? Precept upon precept. We got to get it. Let's get it in the Apocrypha. Fear the Most High. 2 and 15. We got to get it. It says, thou shalt fear. This is Moses telling the Israelites, thou shalt fear the Most High. What does it mean to, what would you do if you fear the Most High? Read this right quick, God.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Lord.
They that fear the Lord, man. Read.
Will not disobey his word.
Now, we're going to be with the other nations, huh?
will not disobey his word.
Now, in the 21st chapter of Leviticus, I'm commanded that I must be with a Levite woman. She can't be a widow. She got to be a virgin. It has to be all that, but I can do what I want to do. Read that again, Doc.
Will not disobey his word.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Read on.
And they that love him will keep his ways.
Read on.
They that fear the Lord.
It's saying the same thing. If you fear the Most High, read.
Will seek that which is well pleasing unto him.
You're going to seek which is well pleasing unto him, man. Deuteronomy 7:3, he said, neither shall you make marriages with them. I guess that don't apply to Moses. Read.
And they that love him shall be filled with the law.
Deuteronomy 7:13 again, man. We just breaking this thing all the way down, man. We ain't leaving nothing unturned, man. We got to start playing with the power. We got to start being so puffed up in his pride, man. If you read Ezekiel, the 47th chapter, he said wisdom is going to be increased, man. Don't nobody got 100% of the truth. We still learning to this day. And you got brews out here thinking that they already got it and they can't be taught no more, man. That's madness and that's folly. That's exactly what it is, folly. Read that, Doc.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
He said what?
Thy daughter shalt thou not give unto his son.
Nah, Shalakia. My bad about that. Deuteronomy 6:13. Shalakia, that's on me. Deuteronomy 6:13.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 13.
Read.
Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him.
And do what?
And serve him.
You serving the Most High, man, you're going to be keeping his commandments, huh? You're not going to do anything that the Most High told you not to do. You're going to be keeping his commandments and you're going to be serving him, man. Read.
And shall swear by his name.
And shall do what?
And shall swear by his name.
Let's get some information on this Jethro man. You know, the father of Zipporah. Let's see who this man really is. We're going to go to Exodus, the 18th chapter. This is Moses' father-in-law. Let's get some information and let's get some scripture and let's see, because you are who your father is, right? That's right. You are who the house of your father. So let's see, let's get some understanding and let's read about Zipporah's father. Read this right quick, Doc.
The book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 1.
Read.
When Jethro.
In Jethro. This is the same man in Exodus 2 when he was Raul. It's the same man. Read.
The priest of Midian.
The what of Midian?
The priest of Midian.
Come on, man. He was a high priest, man. So how can he be a Levite and his daughter be Ethiopian? It's not making any sense, man. That's right. It's not making no sense at all. But we're going to get to that. Read.
Moses' father-in-law heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt.
So if all of the Israelites were in the land of Egypt, if all of the Israelites in the land of Egypt was being oppressed, how can a high priest hear about what the Most High did for our people? So everybody the whole nation of Israel wasn't in the land of Egypt at that time, man. We was already sojourning and dealing and living in other places, man. That's all it's saying. Jump down to verse 7, Doc.
Verse 7.
Read.
And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law.
Read.
And did obeisance and kissed him.
He went out, he meted him, he greeted him. Read.
And they asked each other of their welfare.
They asked each other of their welfare, man. So he went out to his father-in-law. You know, his wife was there, his two boys was there. And they chopped it up. You know, talked about whatever. You know, Moses got all these stories about how the Most High destroyed the homosexual Egyptians, how he gonna destroy the homosexual Egyptians again. That's right. They went out and just chopped it up. Read.
And they came into the tent.
Read on.
And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way. So
why would if Zipporah is an Ethiopian, why is Moses chopping it up and telling an Ethiopian about the Israelite God, about the Israelite power? Why is he doing that? It's not making any sense. Read.
And how the Lord delivered them.
Read on.
And Jethro rejoiced.
Hold up. And Jethro did what?
And Jethro rejoiced.
So Zipporah, daddy, if you vouching that he an Ethiopian, he heard how that the God of Israel destroyed another Hamitic nation, and he rejoiced? Come on, man. Come on, man. Jethro was a Levite, man.
That's right.
His daughter was a Levite, man. Read on.
And Jethro rejoiced.
He did what?
And Jethro rejoiced.
He got turned up, man. He said, man, bump them Egyptians, man. Read.
For all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel.
Read.
Whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord.
What? Hold up. Zipporah daddy said what?
Blessed be the Lord.
Come on now, man. So you telling me an Ethiopian said, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel? Come on now, man. It get deeper. Read on.
Who had delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who had delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians.
Read.
Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods.
What Jethro say?
Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods.
This is Zipporah daddy, man. You are what your father is, right? This man was a high priest out of the land of Midian. That's all he was. He was just chilling there, dwelt there. Got it, probably just sit there and just chill. Raise his family. Read.
For in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them.
Read on.
And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God.
Hold up. Read that again,
And Jethro,
Moses' wife, her father. Read.
Moses' father-in-law,
Read.
took a burnt offering.
What did he do?
Took a burnt offering.
Come on now, man. Who was given the ordinances and ordained to do the burnt offerings? Who did the Most High command to give the burnt offerings for? Let's get it. Leviticus 1:1. Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1. We're going to smash this. I don't know why nobody has been talking about this. My bro came up to me. He said, hey, I think we need to look into it. Looked into it, found out. He said, man, I cannot believe that this is garbage. Read this right quick.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 1, verse 1.
This is Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1, man. This is the law of burnt offerings. Read.
And the Lord called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord, ye shall bring offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock. If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read.
Before the Lord. And he shall put his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement.
Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And he shall kill the bullock before the Lord. And the priest.
And the who?
And the priest.
And the who?
And the priest.
Come on, man. The priest was the ones only ordained to give the burnt sacrifice offerings, man. The drink offerings, the peace offerings, the sin offerings, the trespass offerings, and the burnt offerings. Come on, man. This man was a Levite, man. He gave the burnt offerings, man. Read on.
Aaron's son shall bring the blood, and sprinkle the blood round about upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Man, let's get Numbers 18 and 23. Let's get some more of this Torah. We're going to get laws today, man. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get these laws. How you going to say you're keeping the commandments and you don't even know these laws? Let's get some more. Who was given the services to keep the tabernacle of the Most High? Let's see. Read this.
The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 23. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they
Hold up, boy. But the who?
But the Levites.
But the who?
But the Levites.
Wow, man. Only the Levites, man. Only the Levites. 1 or 2 witnesses. Read.
And they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever.
For how long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
It ain't never changed, man. Never. Yahweh Shai is the high priest right now, but when things get back in order, the Levitical priesthood will get put back together. Read.
Throughout your generation.
He said what?
Throughout your generation.
Read.
That among the children of Israel, they have no inheritance.
Come on now, man. Let's go back. Let's get some more on this Jethro guy. This is Moses' father-in-law. We're going back to Exodus 18. We're going to start at verse 13. We're going to get some more on this, man. Because nobody has really touched on this. They just let it slide, they just, Moses did whatever he wanted to do. Now, Moses was a man of the Most High. He kept the commandments of the Most High God. We're going to get some more on this so-called Jethro man. Exodus 18 and 13. Read this right quick.
The book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 13. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people. And the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening.
Read.
And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people?
Read.
Why sittest thou self alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning until evening?
So at a certain point in time, the only judge that was in Israel was Moses. He was the only one. And Moses would have to sit out there all day and all night and listen to the people and judge the people according to the law. So Moses' father-in-law, when he saw this, he said, This is not a good thing. Why are you doing this alone? Read.
And Moses said it to his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God.
Read.
When they have a matter, they come unto me. I judge between one and another. I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws.
So if Moses is making it known the laws and the statutes of the Most High, Moses going to just sit there and then just do something that, come on now, man. Come on, Israel. We got to start reading our Bibles for real and stop playing this precept game and want to be one up in your brothers, man, trying to be famous, man. You got to stop that. Let's return to the Most High. Let's serve him. Let's come back together in unity, man. Read.
And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, The thing that thou doest is not good.
So Moses father-in-law told him, he said, this ain't good, and this is what he said. Read.
Thou wilt surely wear away.
He said that what?
Thou wilt surely wear away.
He said, man, you got too much of a burden on you, man. He said, you need some help. This is him counseling Moses. Moses' father-in-law, the priest of Midian, he's counseling his fellow Levites. Read.
Both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee.
He said, man, it's too heavy for you. You can't be out here doing this by yourself. Some brews, that's what they try to do. Read.
Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone.
Read.
Hearken now unto my voice.
What did Jethro tell Moses to do?
Hearken now unto my voice.
So if you are what your father is, and Zipporah was an Ethiopian, so you said Moses hearkened into an Ethiopian about the God of Israel? Come on now, man. Garbage. Read on.
I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee.
Read.
Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God.
Read on.
And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God.
He said, able men. You shall provide out for these people able men. Read.
Such as fear God.
Such as that keep his commandments. Read.
Men of truth.
Nah, men of lies.
Men of truth.
Men of the truth. Read.
Hating covetousness.
Hating sin. Read.
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands.
Rulers of thousands, man. Read.
And rulers of hundreds.
Rulers of hundreds. Read.
Rulers of 50s. And rulers of 10s.
See, man, people, they got a problem with order, man. Obviously, they ain't reading their Bibles. This is all the way back in the Torah. We've been having captains of 1,000, officers of 50, officers of 10. We've been having that. This ain't no new thing that Israelites just came up with and we just started. No, man, this is in the Torah. This is in Exodus, man. We've been having that. Read on.
And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge.
So he told Moses, hey, if it's a real big matter, if it's something big, then they can go to you, Moses. But all this other garbage, all this other pity, he said, she said, they don't want to do that. He said, you're going to set up able men, just men, hated covetousness, men of the truth. They going to handle them matters for him. Read.
So shall it be easier for thyself.
He said it's going to be way easier for you. Read.
And they shall bear the burden with thee.
Read on.
If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure.
He said you're going to be able to endure then, Moses, if you go and get you some help, man. Read.
And all this people shall also go to their place in peace.
Read.
So Moses hearkened to do the so Marcus hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law.
Hold up. Moses did what?
Hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law.
So if Zipporah is an Ethiopian and you are what your father is, why is Moses hearkening until a man of another nation is about the God of Israel, man? This is not even meat, man. This is really simple. Read on.
And did all that he said.
Give me that in Psalms 1:1 real quick. He said Moses, he hearkened unto Jethro. Well, what about this precept? Read this right quick, God.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Hold up. So Jethro, he counseled Moses, didn't he? Gave him some advice, told him, hey, you need captains of 50s, you need rulers and officers of 100, and, told him that, hey, if you do this, you'll be able to endure, all of the big matters. Hey, you can handle that. You more seasoned in it. But all of these small matters, you're going to give it to these just men, to these able men, men of the truth. They going to handle it. And then Moses said, you know what, man, that sounds good. Read that again, Doc.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
So if Zipporah is an Ethiopian and you are what your daddy is, so Moses saying that he hearkened to the counsel of the ungodly, man, come on, man. Come on, Israel. Come on, Israel. We shutting all doors on this. Read on.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
He said, nor standeth in the way of sinners, man. We're going to get this. We're going to break this all the way down. Now, let's get to the meat, man. Let's get Numbers 12, to where, they didn't want to break this down, man. A lot of Israelites, they really scared to get in there and really read their Bibles. Let's see where this really come from. Read this right quick.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 1.
Read.
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses.
They did what?
Spake against Moses.
So Aaron and Miriam, they was talking noise against Moses. Why? Read.
Because of the Ethiopian woman.
Because of the what?
The Ethiopian woman.
Read.
Whom he had married.
Whom he had what?
Whom he had married.
Man. So Miriam and Aaron, they said Moses married an Ethiopian woman. Give me that map of Ethiopia, and then give me matter of fact, give me the today's map of New World Ethiopia. Okay, now if Moses is in Midian, all the way up at the northwest corner of so-called Africa, go up a little bit out. Nah, over to the right a little bit. Right there. Nah, over to the left a little bit. Over to the left some more. Up there. If Egypt, if Gershon, and if Midian is all the way up there, and they said that Zipporah was an Ethiopian, how did they go all the way on the other side of the continent for him to go find a wife? Because I'm telling you, man, when you read this Ethiopian, man, it's not in that place. These places in the Bible, in the scriptures, they not really where you really think it is. Esau, he is a mad scientist. He is a born liar, man. It's been a lot of changes up here, man. Give me the biblical map of where Ethiopia is, man. Let's see where Ethiopia is on the biblical map. Right there in Egypt. Right there. Right there by Midian, man. Come on, man. Read that again,
And Miriam and Aaron spake
You good
against
on that,
Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married.
Read.
For he had married an Ethiopian woman.
For Moses did what?
He had married an Ethiopian woman.
Now keep that in mind. Done pulled precept upon precept, line upon line, showing you that Moses' wife, Zipporah, was a Levite, man, from the tribe of Levi. But why is it saying in the 12th chapter that he married to an Ethiopian? Why is it saying that? That's just in the country where they dwelt in, man. That's all it is. Read on.
And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses?
See, now they questioning Moses now because they running their mouth. They ain't coming with no laws of the Most High. They running their mouth. Read.
Hath he not spoken also by us?
Have he not did what?
Hath he not spoken also by us?
So what you think Moses, what you think Aaron and Miriam doing? Getting puffed up, man. Thinking that they know something. Getting puffed up. We're going to see what happened. Read on.
And the Lord heard it.
Jump down to verse 7,
Verse 7. My servant Moses.
What the Most High say?
My servant Moses.
He said his servant Moses, man. Read.
Is not so. Who is faithful in all mine house.
What is Moses?
Who is faithful in all mine house.
So if Moses is faithful in all of the Most High house's laws and his commandments, so you saying that the Most High and his son is lying here when they say he faithful in all his house? Come on, man. We're going to get some understanding on it. Read on.
With him will I speak mouth to mouth.
So you saying that the Most High speaking with this man mouth to mouth and he in sin? Now we know that the Most High don't hear sinners now, right? John 9:31. You know, if a man turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
That's right.
Proverbs 28:9, right? So if Moses is sin, how is the Lord speaking with him mouth to face? Mouth? Read on,
Even apparently, and not in dark speech.
He said he ain't gonna give him no dark sayings, man. Read.
And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold.
He said he ain't even gonna talk to him in similitudes. Read.
Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?
What did they do?
Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?
They spoke against, bro. They spoke against Moses, man. They spoke against him. That's a law. You cannot speak against the ruler of the children of Israel.
That's right.
You cannot speak against them. We gonna get into that though. Read on.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them.
Made the Most High mad, man. Made the Most High and his son hot. Because they ran their mouth at his servant. That's what Israel do today, man. Think the Most High ain't got his servants back on the earth right now? And all Israelites, all they love to do is just run their mouth, man. Like an Energizer bunny, just beating all day long, running their mouth.
That's right.
Garbage. Read on.
And he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
And the chariot departed from off the tabernacle. Read.
And behold, Miriam became leprous.
She became what?
Became leprous.
Read.
White as snow.
Read.
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
Now, Miriam became leprous because she broke the laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
That's right.
That's how she became leprous, man. Leprosy is a scab. That's what leprosy is. It's a sore. It's a blemish. It's a botch. Deuteronomy 28:15, man. Let's get some of that. Deuteronomy 28:15. And we're going to get that law in here in a second. I'm just got to give it to you precept upon precept. Can't let no doors be open. Got to close all doors. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Who was the voice of the Lord thy God at that time? Moses was.
That's right.
Aaron and Miriam, they did not hearken unto Moses. What did they do? They ran their mouth. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Oh, he said all his what?
All his commandments.
Now Moses didn't keep all the commandments.
All his commandments.
Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
That all these what?
That all these curses.
Man, leprosy is a curse, man.
That's right.
It is a curse. Read. That all these what?
That all these curses.
That all these curses, man. Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And what?
And overtake thee.
And overtake you. Let's get that curse that the Most High put upon Miriam, man. Let's see if the Most High just made up something new. Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22.
Read.
The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption.
With a what?
With a consumption.
If something consumes you, that means it takes over you. Takes over your body. Miriam had leprosy. It was taking over her body. Read.
And with a fever.
With the fever. Read.
And with an inflammation. And with an extreme burning. And with the sword. With blasting. And with mildew. And they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
Jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt.
With the what?
With the botch of Egypt.
Read.
And with the emerods. And with the scab.
And with the what?
And with the scab.
Leprosy is a scab, man. It's a sore, man. That's all it is. Read.
And with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed.
He said you cannot be healed with that, man. Let's go back to Numbers. We're going back to Numbers 12, because Moses married to an Ethiopian, though, right? He married, he got him. What's the? Pull me up a picture of an Ethiopian with the lip disc, man. Put me up a picture of an Ethiopian with the neck ring on, man. Put me up a picture real quick. So y'all telling me that the man of the Most High God, an Israelite man, was married to an Ethiopian woman. Okay, we'll see. Numbers 12 and 11.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 11.
Get that picture up there, Ak, whenever you can. Read.
And Aaron said unto Moses, At last, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us.
Hold up. What did Aaron say?
Lay not the sin upon us.
So you telling me that Moses went out and married this thing? I don't even know what this is, man. What is that in? What? So you telling me? So you telling me that Moses went out and when he was like, man, you know what, man, man, I need that lip disc, man. I need that plate, I need that plate, man. When she came around that corner, they was man, she came around that corner, man. They was drawing that water, man. I seen that lip disc, man. He said, man, I gotta have it. I gotta have that lip disc, man. That thing turned me up. Come on now, man. Come on. This is garbage. This is ridiculous, man. The Most High wouldn't even allow us to be with another nation that does that garbage like that, man.
That's right.
Read verse 11, Knock.
Verse 11. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly.
Hold up. Now, Aaron said that we have done foolishly. What you mean they done foolishly? What did they do? Read on.
And wherein we have sinned.
They have what?
We have sinned.
So, Aaron has said for Miriam, both of them, he said they sinned. But, what you mean they sinned? All they did was just tell Moses and talk down on Moses and said that he was married to an Ethiopian. Said that he was married to another nation. But where is the sin in that? Let's get it. Exodus 23 and 1. Let's get it. Let's not see if this is a sin or not. Let's not see if this is not hearkening and following the statutes and commandments which the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Read this, Ark.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 1.
Let's see what that sin that they committed, man. Read.
Thou shalt not raise a false report.
What did, hold up. They said he was married to an Ethiopian.
Thou shalt not raise a false report.
They raised a false report on the brother, man. That's the sin. And they actually committed more than one sin in actually doing that. We're going to get it. Read that again from the top.
Thou shalt not raise a false report.
That's what they did, man. They raised a false report against the chosen man of the God of Israel.
That's right.
So you know what the Most High God did? He put upon them plagues. He put upon them curses that you can read in Deuteronomy 28:15 all the way down to 68, man. Precept upon precept, man. I mean, precept upon precept. Read on.
Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Give me that in Exodus 22 and 28. Let's see another law that they broke. Let's see another. Let's see another law and statute that they broke, because Aaron said that because we have sinned, right? So you got to get in there. You got to find what sin did they commit. You can't. Aaron didn't just say that they sinned for no reason. You got to get in there and find the sin. What sin did they commit? Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 28.
And you got to get in this book, man, because if you don't know these laws, you're still a sinner, Ak.
That's right.
You're still a sinner, brute. No matter how many times you say, Barak Atah, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Don't matter how many times you say it. If you don't know the Torah, you in sin. Read that.
Now, the book of Deuteronomy, book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Hold up. They said that talking down on Moses and, saying that, giving a false report and saying that he was married to an Ethiopian. Thou shalt not do what?
Nor curse.
Nor what?
Nor curse.
Read.
The ruler of thy people.
Who was the ruler of the people at that time? Come on, Israel. We got to open up our Bibles, and we actually got to start looking at these things, and we actually got to start examining. It says, if thou shalt seek the Lord diligently. Matter of fact, let's get that. Deuteronomy 4 and 26, I believe. Deuteronomy 4 and 29. That's where, there it is. Deuteronomy 4 and 29. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God.
It says, but from thence, if you seek him, the Lord thy God. Read.
Thou shalt find him.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt find him.
A lot of brews, they not really seeking the Lord thy God, man. They seeking their belly, man.
That's right.
They seeking their own flesh, man. Trying to be famous out here, man. Instagram famous and YouTube and Twitter famous. That's all they want. That's all they want to be, man. They don't really want to be servants of the Most High. Read.
If thou seek him.
If thou what?
If thou seek him.
Read.
With all thy heart.
Read.
And with all thy soul.
With all your mind and your creation, man. If you seek him, you will find him. But Israel, they don't want to seek nothing but a pork chop sandwich.
That's right.
Give me that in Psalms 115 and 3. Psalms 115 and verse 3. Psalms 115 and 3. Because you might ask, why did the Most High, put the plague, why the Most High give him that botch, man? Why did the Most High give him that, that leprosy, Why did the Most High do this? Well, I'm going to explain it to you why the Most High did it. Read this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 15, verse 3.
115 and 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 115, verse 3. Select. But our God is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he pleased.
He do whatever he want to do, man. That's why he did it.
That's right.
Because you ain't keep his commandments and you want to run your mouth, man. That's exactly why he did it. You got to keep these laws, Israel. Moses was not married to no stank. Man, put the lip disc up there. Put the lip disc back up there, Ak. I need him to see the lip disc, man. So you telling me that Moses, the chosen man of God, one of the leaders, the king of Israel, the ruler of his people, went out of all of the Levites, man, the beautiful women that he could go out and get, he said, nah, you know what? I'm going to go out. I'm going to go get me that, you know what I'm saying? That limited edition lip disc, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was out there in that water, man, she had that lip disc with the design on it. You see that design out? That's that one of a kind design. You know what I'm saying? She an artist, man. She got that lip disc. Yeah, I'm going to try to go up to her. I'm going to try to kiss her. I can't even kiss my wife because she got the, you know what I'm saying? You might as well put a fire under it, man, and, cook some, cook some chicken on the lip disc, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Put you a nice little fire under the lip disc, put you some oil on the lip disc, and you know what I'm saying? Make you a good, make you some chicken, man. This is garbage. This is garbage, man. How is this, man? Give me another picture of the lip disc, man. Let's see another design of the liquid. Oh man, she got that vortex windmill, man. I'm trying to tell you, when I was down there getting that water, this is what you saying the leader of Israel did, man. He went out and she got the ear disc in too. You see how the earlobe is like, you know what I'm saying, drop down a little bit. See, she got the earlobe disc in too. She probably got the matching, that's what it was. I guess Moses went down and he got the matching design with the lip disc, and she had it in the ear disc. So she had the lip disc and the ear disc to match. Come on, man. Come on, Israel. Back to Numbers 12 and 12, man. This is, come on, Israel. Moses was a man of the Most High. He kept his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Read this,
the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 12. Let her not be as one dead.
What Aaron said that Miriam was?
Let her not be as one dead.
He said, man, she looked dead, man. Just how the so-called white man looked. He looked dead. Read.
And whom the flesh is half consumed.
Is half what?
Half consumed.
Then the Most High said that he was going to, in Deuteronomy 28:22, that he will smite you with a consumption, that you will be consumed. What happened to Miriam?
Whom the flesh is half consumed.
Come on, man. That's Deuteronomy 28:22. Come on, Israel. Read.
When he cometh out of his mother's womb.
See, man, if you speak down, if you read Deuteronomy 22:28, you cannot curse the leader of Israel, man. You can't do that. Let's get another example of somebody running their mouth to a leader of Israel, a woman, and let's see what the Most High did to that woman. We're going to get 2 Samuel, okay? And we're going to get 2 Samuel chapter 6 in verse 20. I know I wrote down 7. 2 Samuel chapter 6 in verse 20. The same thing that happened to Miriam, the same thing happened to Michal. Michal was Saul's daughter, one of King David's wife. It was King David's main wife. King David had a lot of wives, but he had a main wife, and his main wife was Michal. Let's see what she did. Let's see what the Most High did to her when she cursed the ruler of Israel. Read this.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 20. Then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today.
She running her mouth, man. That's what these Israelite sisters be doing today. If you got a man out there that's doing this, risking his life, man, you should treat your man like a Lord he is.
That's right.
Read.
Who uncovered himself.
So David was out there, with his shirt off, man. She out there running her mouth. She said, man, look at this man, the king of Israel, how glorious it is. Out there, you uncovered yourself. David was an athlete, man. Jumping over walls and stuff, man. Probably had a chiseled up 10-pack or something.
That's right.
Read.
Who uncovered himself.
What did he do?
Who uncovered himself.
Read.
Today, in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants.
So Michal, she was mad, running her mouth. She was like, you just gonna go out there, just gonna take your shirt off to all the handmaids. You out there bopping. That's basically what she told him. You out there bopping. Read on.
As one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself.
Talking noise to King David, man, his wife. Running her mouth, man. Talking noise to King David. Talking noise to him. Let's see what happened. Read.
And David said unto Michal, it was before the Lord.
He said it was before the Lord, man. Shut your mouth. I'm doing this for the God of Israel. Read.
Which chose me.
He said, which did what?
Which chose me.
David said, man, he chose me, so I'm going to do it for the Lord. Read.
Before thy father and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord over Israel.
Appointed him ruler, man. What did Exodus 22 and 28 say? Keep that in mind. Read on.
Therefore will I play before the Lord.
He said, man, I'm going to do it anyway, man. I don't give a man. I don't care what you talking about. I'm doing it for my God. Read.
And I will yet be more vile than thus.
And then he said, if you think that's something, I'm going to turn it up even more, man. Run your mouth some more and see what happens. I'm trying to tell you, man, you brothers, man, you need to start checking your wives, man. I know they be, why they be in there watching, Atlanta drag mans. American Idol, drag mans, CSI, special undercover Asian version drag mans, watching, females on Instagram twerking drag mans. That's where they get that spirit from. Read.
And will be based in my own sight.
David said, I'm going to be based in my own sight because I'm going to be serving the Lord. Read.
And of the maid servants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor.
He said, man, I'm doing this for the Lord. Go back and read Exodus 22 and 8 to 22, 28. All right, let's refresh their memory. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. You got to get these laws, man. This is just a law of human relations. This is just everyday laws. Read that, Doc.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods.
The gods. We are the gods on this planet. We are the gods. You shall not revile us. Read.
Nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Let's go back, man. 2 Samuel 6. David said the Most High appointed him to be what? Ruler of the people. And what did she do? She broke the commandment. Let's see how the Most High dealt with her. Read on.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 23. Therefore, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death.
Made her barren, man. She cursed the leader, the ruler of the children of Israel. Most High dealt with her. Just how he dealt with Miriam. Made her look like a nice, fresh Amalek Edomite. What he did to Michal was he made her barren, man. Made her not have no children. He made John 5 and 45, man. We come into in Israel, man. I could keep going all day long for time's sake, man. We just gonna end that right there. If you don't understand that Zipporah was not an Ethiopian, man, hold up. I need it one more time, man. I need it one more time. So you telling me that the man of the Lord, that the man of Israel was married to this? Give me another picture. I need another. We seen that one, man. I need another design. Man, she got the teeth. Got the teeth on top of the lip disc. You know what I'm saying? With the what? Is she bald headed? She got the braid on the top. With the give me another picture. So you saying Moses was married to this, man? Oh my goodness. See. Come on, Israel. Come on, Israel. Come on, Israel. See, look, she get ready for the lip disc. She said, yeah, my mama had one. I'm going to get one. Come on, Israel. Moses was married to a Levite, man. He was married to a Levite. He was not married to an Ethiopian. Didn't Paul call himself a Roman? Didn't Paul say he was a Roman? But wasn't he an Israelite? Come on, man. That's right. Give me that St. John 5 and start at verse 39,
The book of St. John, chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures.
He said, do what?
Search the scriptures.
You got to search diligently for these things. You got to search diligently for this, man. And a lot of brothers, they don't be reading their Bible, man. They cool with going out to the corner. That's right. Right. Tell them, bro. They're not searching these scriptures. Read.
For in them ye think ye have eternal life.
Read on.
And they are they which testify of me.
We testifying of the Most High and His Son right now, clarifying it up for the nation of Israel, man. Jump down to verse 45.
Verse 45. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom ye trust.
I'm not finna, it's saying Moses in whom we trust. I'm not finna trust no man out there married to a woman with a lip disc, man. With that frisbee in her mouth, man. I'm not finna trust in no man with that garbage. Read.
For had ye believed Moses.
For had ye believed who?
For had ye believed Moses.
Read on.
Ye would have believed me.
So you telling me that Christ is saying out of his own mouth, if you believe Moses, but he married to an Ethiopian woman, man? Come on, Israel. This is garbage. We're clarifying this up today. Read.
For he wrote of me.
What did he do?
For he wrote of me.
Come on, man. Read on.
But if ye believe not his writing.
If you don't believe nothing that Moses did, read.
How shall ye believe my word?
Come on, man. We're going to end it on that, man. Moses was not married to no stinking Hamite with the lip disc with the frisbee in her mouth, man. This is garbage. He was married to a Levite, Zipporah, her father was a priest that was just living in Midian, man. That's it. It ain't even that deep. Giving our praises to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh Shah. Shabbat Shalom.